Welcome everybody to the Rival StarCraft League. This is 2016 Season 1, and today we will be having our round of 16 Group A. In this group we do have Pox, Beastie QT, Jon Snow, and No Regret. I am Koshkii, and with me is DrennoC. How are you doing, DrennoC?
Doing quite well. I'm excited to cast round A, or the very first round of the round of 16. Group A, why am I calling it a round? But we got Group A of the round of 16. This evening we have Pox, Beastie QT, Jon Snow, and No Regret. The first matchup tonight, though, is going to be No Regret versus Pox. And I mean, we haven't heard of Pox that much, but No Regret definitely is going to be fun. Is going to be fun with his style overall. Watch and play.
Yeah, this first map will be Arena, so I have a feeling we're going to see maybe some cheeky stuff here from No Regret. What do you think, DrennoC?
Arena can make a lot of cheeky stuff happen with the map overall, but I feel like generally, more recently, it's become a map that is pretty dang standard. Like, you veto Central Protocol, you don't want to have to deal with that, but like, it's not really that bad, Arena. Nah, I'll do it. It can facilitate that weird stuff, though, overall. I wouldn't be surprised if we see No Regret just be very early pool anyways. He loves to do that, and he executes it quite well. But the overall weird plays, I don't know if we'll see. I'd bank more off rushes from either players, No Regret or Pox.
That's true. Would not surprise me from either player, as you said. We'll be getting into this pretty soon. I think we're just making sure everybody is ready. So it will be a PvZ. You know how I feel about PvZ, DrennoC. Makes me all warm and fuzzy inside. I love it. I'm excited here.
I was the same way for a very long time. I still kind of am, but when I first started casting, I played Protoss and I played Zerg. So when it got to PvZ, it was like, do you know what the meta is? 'Cause I do. That's basically how I sounded as I casted.
Things are always kind of weird, though, on Arena. It's hard to tell exactly where this will go. That little bridge means that bases are quickly connected. However, Protoss, sensing aggression, could put a pylon in there and just throw off everything. We'll see what our players do, though.
A careful Protoss player often does that. That is, Pilly often does that with the pylon block in the middle. I would not be surprised if we saw that combined with an early scout, but here we are on Arena. In the bottom left-hand corner from EC Visualize, it is the Teal Protoss, Pox.
And in the top left, we have got our red Zerg from Storm. It is No Regret. So there is our early pool, the early pool we were thinking about earlier. No surprise there. We'll be seeing some early lings on the map for No Regret. Pox, though, he's getting his gateway. He's not scouting this yet. He might have a feeling, though.
You just gotta note with this, though, that he is not getting gas right now. It's only the spawning pool, which, when you can pump out an early 6 lings, it does do some damage. But I'd much rather see that versus Terran, because that is Zerg. You can kill the SCV working on the CC in the natural base and stunt it instead of maybe doing a little damage and being pushed back. Overall, I don't like what No Regret's doing with this just pool. However, it will provide an excellent shroud and at least put Pox on the back foot, allowing No Regret to secure a natural base. But if you think about it, Koshkii, if he had just played Hatch Gas Pool, Protosses generally don't really punish you that badly on this map, I feel like. Maybe you're the exception. Maybe you're the reason why.
Well, still, I mean, I do think you're right here that Pox, he's going to be doing okay versus this. However, he did cancel a Zealot, not really seeing any aggression yet on the way, but now he sees the links. Canceling that Zealot may not have been the wisest choice here. And it looks like No Regret might force a cancel here on this Nexus.
Oh, very nice. Generally, you will have a rushed out Adept, which will be able to deal with this, but for now, the probes were pulled for a half a second, yet they're pulled back. The natural base is canceled, and with that Zealot, there's no Zealot in the wall. The Electric's gonna come on in, and this is the best situation. No Regrets gotta be like, oh, awesome, like, this player, I got this. Zealot is gonna go down relatively quickly. He has got himself into a very nice position between the pylon and the gateway, but it looks like in the end, there he is dead. Morlings are coming across, and for No Regret, this is the best situation you could ever imagine. He can now start getting worker kills, and he killed the Nexus.
The probes are all forced off the mineral line. The mothership is coming out, but the pylon is down. The Adept will clean the rest of this up, but at what cost? So much has been lost here for Pox. The workers are now 12 to 17. No Regret ahead in workers and expanding behind this.
I mean, we haven't even seen Warp Gate on the way. If Pox wanted to execute some aggression and get into No Regrets mineral line or something, it's not going to work at all. And as I was mentioning earlier, kind of with No Regret, the reason for that early pressure, just early pressure, there's nothing that even punishes it. So for Pox opening up in that manner, it's just not going to be able to do anything. And where does he go from here? Just sends the Mama Core over? A Queen is already ready, and a second Queen is on the way for No Regret. He's covered all his bases. I think Pox is just down a game.
Yeah, this mothership core, it tries to poke. Oh, it needs to be very careful here. Got a little bit stuck there. And will just barely escape. A couple of Adepts moving across the map, but like you said, the Queens are out. They will be ready to defend against Adept aggression. And Pox now really needs to make something work here to get back in the game.
The Adepts desperately want to get some kills. There's always the annoying part where they can just kind of bypass the Queen. 3 workers will be killed, 4, maybe even a 5th. But now with Lings, at least the Lings will be able to shut down the Adepts, allowing the Queen to do the most damage it wants to. And it's 2 Queens in the main. The Adept will not be able to commit, but the Adepts do fall back after securing 4 kills. But now they have to deal with a Roach Warren and possibly Roaches on the way. It could just be a safety thing, though.
A robo is just now being placed, but I don't know if this is fast enough, and there is only one pylon here at this nat. This could get taken out pretty quick. Lings are coming on the way, but Adepts had a nice spot there. However, it looks like Lings are starting to get on through. The Adepts, though, joining in the nat. Nice overcharge there, and there's still enough energy for one more overcharge on this pylon. However, we've got 6 Roaches on the way, and Roaches and Ravagers, they do a pretty good job at taking down pylons as well.
This is the best thing No Regret could possibly ask for. With the early extra Queen, he's going to be able to start getting creep across the map. He's pumping out Roaches, as you mentioned, Koshkii, and gotta remember this all started off with the delayed Warp Gate. Warp Gate is finishing right now. With him pushing over and that creep tumor is almost being enough to reach the other side of the map. There's literally only 2 warp gates and there's nothing here. There's an Adept and a Photon overcharge. The Roaches are going to come on over, and Pox's entire growth has just been stunted so much by No Regret. I'm not sure if we can do anything here. The Queens may be able to focus down. If it goes down, that's the only defense. Oh my, barely survives.
This mothership core has had some pretty close calls lately, but it looks like the one pylon being focused down, this pylon is powering the robo. So to have that go down is a pretty big blow to Pox.
Roach Ravagers heading on in, trying to focus down that robotics facility as desperately as they can. No Regret knows if he can kill it, then he is fine. That goes down. There may be one more Photon overcharge.
Yeah, it looks like the pylons are going to start to fall. Looks like there is a little bit of lag here. Hopefully that clears up. Is with DrennoC. Come back to us, DrennoC! No Regret, though. A move. Go, go. Pox just has a smiley face. Things are looking, though, very scary for Pox here. Lings are trying to get into the main. However, there's only one Adept here, and the Roach Ravager. The Roach Ravager composition is pretty insane. Pox, you're calling for a remake. The pylons continue to go down. Mothership core just holding out, seeing what it can do. Needs to be very careful around these Ravagers and these Queens, though. This mothership core is very, very low on health. Fox, though, doing what he can, rebuilding that robo facility. However, the Roach Ravager force will soon be moving up into the main base. One force field does go down to try and keep everything out, but this force is just looking pretty scary, and one bile does actually take out that force field. The overcharge doing a lot of damage here. It's just so much, and GG is called. No regrets takes game 1. So an early attack like that, it's pretty tough for a Protoss to handle, especially when it's so close. One thing that really was kind of tough on Pox there was that he had made that original Zealot. He was, he was in the middle of making it, and I guess decided that he didn't see any aggression and canceled it. And right as he canceled it, Lings were flooding across the map, and then he had to remake it. And I feel like this little bit of a delay in getting the Zealot out was a pretty big deal, as the Zerglings did actually just get right into the main base and cause a lot of problems. Pox held, but at that point, no regret, had just taken a huge lead for himself. So, not easy to play on, not an easy map to play on at all for either player, but no regret just really took advantage of the close spawn positions, and he went gasless, but he went for those extremely early Lings, which actually, risky as it was a risk that paid off. We will be getting our next game shortly, and hopefully we'll be getting DrennoC here shortly as well. There he is. Are you back, DrennoC?
I think I am back. Am I back? I'm not sure.
I can hear you.
I did some commentary earlier today, and my internet was just going out left and right, and I thought it cleaned itself up, but it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna die right now. Good day. It gives me like a second warning. I think the worst part is Skype doesn't stop working when StarCraft disconnects. I can still hear you and I can still see your video, you just can't see me. So I'm like watching you like, where's DrennoC? And I'm like, I'm right here! And then I realize you can't hear me and I'm like, Koshkii, I'm right here, listen to me! And it's terrible. It's like you're dying and I can't, it's like you're about, like someone's behind the glass and they're dying and like I can't tell them. Like, ah!
I'm glad you're back here with us. I'm glad you made it back.
I'm the new Emil just today, by the way, chat. Today's not been going well for me internet-wise. Past that, it's been fine now.
Yeah,
had some.
Come back.
I played for a solid like 4 hours, and there was no internet issues. But now, like right when this happens, it's like, yep, internet.
Of course, that's how it works.